right, welcome to today's edition. Welcome. I remain your brother, your humanist advocate, Obasi, Ikechukwu. I will be with you in another edition on the newspaper review, newspaper report. Let us see what is happening around the world. Let us give you the report of what is happening around the world so that you will know when the world is collapsing and when the world is a better place, as Michael Jackson will always say it. Michael Jackson will say, I love his song. Make it a better place for me and for you. So it is today's news report on Humanist TV Africa that will enable you to understand what is happening around the world, what is happening around the world, most especially in Nigeria, where I am reporting from. So always stay with us on Humanist TV, where we shall always be bringing the reports to you back to back. So stay with me as we take you through today's newspaper report. I remain Obasi Ikechukwu, your humanist advocate. All right, let's go to the headlines today. The headline, one of the hottest headlines today. The headline says, let's take this. Nigerian police immigration officers clash, exchange fire in Borno over ownership of outposts. Nigerian police immigration officers clash, exchange fire in Borno over ownership of outposts. This is coming from Sahara Reporters. Okay, let's take this one again. Let's take this one. IPOB vows to go after individuals using Biafran group to issue fake identity cards to Southeasterners. This is coming from Sahara Reporters. IPOB to go after individuals using Biafran group to issue fake identity cards to Southeasterners. This is coming from Sahara Reporters. You can read it up on Sahara Reporters. Let's take this one. 340 women beat up husbands in domestic violence in last 1 year. Lagos State government. 340 women beat up husbands in domestic violence in last 1 year. Lagos State. All right. Well, all right. Let's take this one. Police arrest Ekiti pastor for alleged kidnapping of church members' children. Police arrest Ekiti pastor for alleged kidnapping of church members' children. This is coming from Sahara Reporters. We shall come back to this. Let us know what you think. All right, let's take this. European Union chief visits Israel, calls for Gaza ceasefire, says one horror doesn't justify another. European Union chief visits Israel, calls for Gaza ceasefire, says one horror does not justify another. All right, this is on Sahara Reporters. You can go there and check it out. Let's have this report. Court grants bail to Kwara traditional religion practitioner Tani Olohun after 3 months in detention. It is not only humanists that face persecution, even the traditionalists. All right, let's take this one. You shall come to this. Let's take this one. Russian artist receives 7-year sentence for anti-war protest. This is coming from CNN. That Russian artist receives 7-year sentence for anti-war protest. This is coming from CNN. Let's take this one. Israel drops leaflets on parts of southern Gaza, suggesting possible expansion of offensive against Hamas. This is a missed call for ceasefire. The report is coming that Israel drops leaflets on parts of southern Gaza, suggesting possible expansion of offensive against Hamas. Okay, let's take this one. Ashley Murphy, man sentenced to death for Irish teacher's murder. Ashley Murphy, man sentenced to death. Man sentenced to life. Sorry, let's take it again. Ashley Murphy, man sentenced to life for Irish teacher's murder. Is coming from BBC. Man sentenced to life for Irish teacher's murder. All right, let's take this one. Rising teenage pregnancy fueled by poverty, expert laments. This is reports coming from Punch News that rising teenage pregnancy is fueled by poverty, experts lament. All right, we shall come back to this. All right, DSS still denying us access to Kano family. Let's take it again. DSS still denying us access to Kano family. This is coming from Vanguard. You can go to Vanguard and pick that and go through. All right, let's take this. Group cautions Amotekun against human rights violations. This is coming from Premium Times. You can look it up there and read the headlines. Group cautions Amotekun against human rights violations. This is coming from Sarah Reporters. All right, let's take this. Plateau students protest against LGBTQ bill. Let me take it again. Plateau State students protest against LGBTQ bill. There's a report coming that video report coming that Plateau students are all over the streets protesting against the passage of a bill that supports LGBTQ in Nigeria. All right. Let us go over again and see the review that we have to make today. One of my guests would have been here, but due to some stuffs, she was not able to make it. All right, let's take particularly this news. The first news that Nigerian policemen, immigration officers clash, exchange fire in Bonu over ownership of outposts. It is quite pathetic how lawless some of our security agencies are. You are fighting over outposts, over who we extort from, passerby. So I don't practically understand what is wrong with our people. That is why I feel that the government should caution these security agencies. But the problem is that there is this conspiracy of silence among the ruling class. You see some of, and I don't usually call them to order. I don't know, the viewers, I want your comment on this. What do you think will make security agencies to be misbehaving with impunity without the government calling them to order, without caution? Yes, without caution from the government. What could be the problem? I want your comment on that. What do you think? What do you think would make agencies established by law to be disgracing us nationally? It's a national disgrace that two agencies of the government are clashing over mere outposts. Does it mean you don't know your outpost in the first place? Does it mean you have no outpost? Why are you fighting? Why are you clashing over an outpost? That is what we keep getting. The rules, these people should be educated on the rules of engagement. They should be educated that it's a national disgrace to the reputation of a great country that these two agencies are clashing over outposts. So this is funny. All right, let's see this. Let's see. Let us know what you think about the second report. The second report says that IPOB vows to go after individuals using Biafran group to issue fake identity cards to Southeasterners. Let me come to this. Sometimes I wonder why some persons in the name of agitation has turned to something else. In the name of agitation, people have promoted hate speech. In the name of agitation, some persons have promoted tribal jingoism. In the name of agitation, some persons has keyed into insecurity to blame it on agitation. Like I said in my last show, it is a tried law. It is a tried law that self-determination is a fundamental human right guaranteed under the law, under the extant laws in Nigeria and our regional law, African Charter on Human and we see self-determination there. You also see self-determination in international covenant on civil and political rights. You will see self-determination there. It is guaranteed internationally. It is guaranteed regionally. It is guaranteed nationally, because Nigeria ratified that African Charter, and pursuant to Section 2 of the 1999 Constitution, the government, which is the legislature, the arm of government, the legislative arm of government, received and domesticated African Charter on Human and People's Rights. Oh yes, and under the FRE proofs, under our extant laws, there are judicial decisions that have, affirmed that the right in African Charter on Human and People's Ratification and Enforcement Act of Nigeria should be treated as the fundamental human rights in Chapter 4. There are a lot of judicial decisions, there are a lot of judicial precedents in Nigeria affirming that. So self-determination is guaranteed internationally, regionally, and nationally. In fact, Nigeria is a country today because of self-determination, because the United Nations Charter guaranteed self-determination of the indigenous people. And Nigeria is part of the indigenous people. That was why Nigeria gained independence, including other countries like India that gained independence in I think 1948. So this is an internationally, regionally, and nationally guaranteed right. But it is not to say that some persons will, in the name of self-determination, constitute nuisance, promote hate, promote racism, promote tribal jingoism, promote discrimination. No, you can actually seek your right without trying to affect another person negatively, without trying to cause problem, without trying to cause insecurity, without trying to defraud people in the name of agitation. You can agitate peacefully. People, in fact, human beings have this natural instinct of agitation whenever something is not wrong. So agitation is not wrong, but using agitation as a means to defraud people is wrong. All right, let's take this. This will interest you. Report has it that 300 and I will need that report. Oh yes, let me get that report. That has it that up to all right, that 340 women beat up their husbands in domestic violence in the last 1 year. This is a report coming from Lagos State government. You can see that men The male gender, men are also victims of domestic violence. It's not only women. Just that in Africa, we have this toxic patriarchy. So toxic patriarchy will make you as a man when you are suffering in the name of yours, in the hands of your spouse. Sorry, when you are suffering in your relationship, you don't talk. The society expects you not to speak up. The society expects you not to cry. When you cry, they say you are a weakling. You see, that is why I am advocate of gender equality, gender equity, because we all are human beings that have emotions. Whenever your emotion is being hurt, you get hurt. So let's stop all this man up mantra. Man up, you are a man, be a man, and you'll be dying. That is why, though I may not present you the statistics now, but I'll be corrected if I'm mistaken. Statistics says it that that men die earlier than women because of these stuffs. You want to man up when you are going through emotional blackmails, emotional torture, toxic relationship, abusive relationship in the name of your female folks. You don't speak up so that the African society that have been ravaged by toxic patriarchy will not say that you are a weakling. My guy, you have to be a weakling and live, because there's no place. I'm talking to especially the humanists. Yes, we are not like them that have elsewhere, a fictional elsewhere that I want to go. You only have here. That is why in the humanist community does not lean against divorce. You cannot die in a toxic relationship or marriage. Once you see something going on and you try all your possible best to ensure that there is peace, and the peace is not working, it's better you just go your way. Yes, go your way. To deviate a bit, that is also the reason I love self-determination of the indigenous people. If a country is not working together and you see that you are patching it, and you are patching it at the expense of people's of human life. Take for instance in Nigeria, because of self-determination, there was 1967 to 1970 war that claimed millions of people. 3 million. That is the figure that statistics was able to. But some people were claiming 5 million. So why would I want to sustain something that could hurt humanity? Yes, if you try bringing about oneness and it is not working, you just let go. Save lives. Just that our people, a lot of things are just affecting our mentality. If it is not political indoctrination, it will be cultural indoctrination. If it is not cultural indoctrination, it will be social indoctrination. Our people have been indoctrinated in nearly everything. If religion does not indoctrinate you, your culture, some of your toxic culture will indoctrinate you. If your toxic culture does not, the society, peer pressure. There's always the wind of indoctrination in our society. That if you don't have the strong will to say no, you let their indoctrination to destroy your happiness. And when you die, they will still blame you. Take for instance, one woman, one singer in Nigeria, gospel singer, Ikechukwu. She was, enduring a toxic relationship, a relationship that was not working. And because her religious indoctrination tells her divorce is wrong, she remained in a toxic marriage until that resulted in her early death. It's not funny though. I am a laughing philosopher. So sometimes I laugh No. I will not call myself a laughing philosopher. Another person owns the name before they will sue me for another Greek philosopher is already referred to as a laughing philosopher, so that they will not, you know, just like YouTube, call me out for, plagiarism or intellectual theft. So I will call myself a laughing humanist. Yes, Obasi, a laughing humanist. But it's not funny. That woman died early because her religious indoctrination made her to shy away from parting from a toxic relationship. So that is why a lot of things we indoctrinate you to stay when things are not all right. I don't know who is telling people that a country cannot have self-determination and still be happy together and still do business internationally. The same thing about marriage. You can actually, if you have a toxic relationship, you can actually end it and happily and still be happy with your ex-spouse. Just that the nature of indoctrination meted out to our people has made us to take everything serious. We are too serious in Africa. We are too serious. A male relationship, the way a male boy and girl relationship in Nigeria or in Africa, elsewhere in Africa ends, makes it another civil war. Because the two persons will not ever love themselves again. In fact, the other person, if he or she sees the other party, it will seem as if he or she has seen a goblin, a monster. So that is the problem. So say no to toxic patriarchy, men. Say no to any relationship that can end life. If being a country will cause disunity, more disunity, will cause more insecurity, it's better you let people have their self-determination, their nations. Just like if being in marriage will cause your early death, just pathway, go for divorce and or judicial separation. If you don't like divorce, you can go for judicial separation. It is in our law, in our Matrimonial Causes Act. You can go for judicial separation and just have your space instead of dying. Mind you, if you die as a man in a toxic relationship, that person you died as a result will come for your funeral with another man. The same thing applies to women. If you die in a toxic relationship because you want to obey your religious indoctrination or your cultural indoctrination or your socio-cultural indoctrination, you want to mind what people will think. If you die, that young man you were in a toxic relationship with that made you to develop BP and die will get himself another beautiful lady. In fact, don't be surprised that in your wake they will be making love in your wake. You understand? So that is why toxic relationship, whatever relationship, should be discouraged. This is one of the things if actually a religion could actually teach morality in their perspective without trying to indoctrinate people to stay in time of toxicity, and stop trying to teach people to fake life and stop trying to promote superstition, I wouldn't have had issues with it. The only issue I have with religion is one, it promotes superstition, it promotes ignorance. The same applies to some of our culture. A culture that we discriminate against women, and sometimes when you want to raise dogs, that we say this is our culture, that we begin to. It's the same thing everywhere. So this is one thing I hate about some of this negative culture and religion. It promotes superstition, it promotes ignorance, it's also indoctrinates you in such a way you will be in trouble and will not seek solution where the actual solution is. That is my problem with some of these stuffs. And these negative customs and tradition, negative culture and religion are the same thing. They promote ignorance. They promote blame games. They promote false cause. They promote superstition, and this has led to a lot of trouble to humanity. So that is it. To the men watching out there, I'm not saying this report is just mine. It's just infinitesimal. It's just little compared to what women go through every day. The two gender. I'm not specific about men. The report of male victims of domestic violence is just infinitesimal compared to what the women out there go through every day. So if you are listening to me, to this show, you should shy away from any toxic relationship that will end your life. My brother, all those things are claims by religion and by, I don't think there is no place you are going. Human beings are made up of matter. The only place you are going is to turn to manure and give nutrient to the soil. So stop the hope of you are going somewhere else, a life of eternity, and you kill yourself here. You kill yourself here because of certain things. You were not born with any woman, you were not born with any man. So anything that could cause toxicity, try and fix it. But if it's not fixable, if it has broken down irretrievably, if it has become irreconcilable, Oga, pack your bag and go. Sister, go your way without letting some of this their indoctrination. When anything happens to you, they will still be the one to blame you. Like the Ikechukwu I cited, some unscrupulous Nigerians were still blaming her. Whereas we go to your Sunday services and some of your scriptures, we preach against divorce or judicial separation whenever there is an issue. And because of these things, what will you gain if you kill yourself because of toxic relationship and some of your purposes, some of your dreams? Some of your dreams will just go unfulfilled. All right, let's take this. Let's take this. Another religious palaver. Another religious palaver. I will actually want you to go to report 4. Want you to go to report 4 before you come back to the studio. Report 4 has it. It's a very important headline. Report 4 has it that Nigerian police arrest Ekiti pastor for alleged kidnapping of church members' children. This is a report from Vanguard. It's not coming from me. It's Vanguard that reported it. It's not coming from me. Sometimes I don't know why. I don't know why our people indoctrinate children a lot. Yes, I wrote an article where I proved that child religious indoctrination or childhood religious indoctrination is a futuristic abuse. When you tell an adult under the constitution that he or she has right to freedom of thought, conscience, and religion, whereas as a person is growing, you have submit the person to one denomination, and the person grows in it and begin to reason that way. When will the person have that choice to choose a religion? When you have, abused the child mentally. Yes, if you say that adults have right to freedom of religion, who now become an adult? Was he not a child? So there is really no freedom of religion in Africa, in the society, unless children stop being indoctrinated, unless indoctrination of children, religious indoctrination of children ends. Oh yes, there is nothing like freedom of thought, conscience, and religion in Nigeria. If we don't, or anywhere in the world, if we don't stop indoctrinating children. If you indoctrinate a child and the child grows into an adult, where is the free will to actually make a choice of religion, a choice of thought? It will even take a child years to find a base. There will be this sense of cognitive dissonance in the child. So there is something that is. So look at what taking children to a place of religious indoctrination have done to these young children. Look at what it has done to them. You keep indoctrinating children. Take, for instance, if you go to the northern Nigeria, what religious indoctrination? It is religious indoctrination that have sustained the religious terrorism, that have sustained ISWAP, that have sustained Boko Haram. From childhood, begin to indoctrinate the children. Begin to indoctrinate them, telling them that Allah this, Allah that they should kill in the name of this, giving them that version that does not promote peace, and they will grow up with that toxic religiosity. So at the end of the day, wahala. At the end of the day, they will become terrorists in future. So where is that right to freedom of thought, conscience, and religion of adults if, as children, you have submerged them? You have submerged the children into indoctrination that they find it difficult to come out from the mental conditioning right from childhood. So in my write-up, I called child religious indoctrination a child abuse. And in time to come, we shall be questioning that in court. There are some things in the scriptures that you don't even need to tell a child. Yes, you tell a child that if the child doesn't believe in Christ, that he will rot in hellfire. These are intimidation. There are certain things you don't teach children, but we teach them in the name of religion. That is child abuse, child mental abuse. Oh yes. Yes, you can be against me, you can be against Obasi. I don't care. You're not feeding me. Life is too short for me to to want you to please me. I will say my mind, and if you think what I said is wrong, you can drop, or you can call you can come to Humanist TV, comment and ask me for my number. We can have a debate here on TV. Yes, we can have a debate here on TV, and you prove to me whether religious indoctrination of children has not caused more harm than good, whether religious indoctrination of children is not a mental abuse. You see some children being used as suicide bombers by terrorists. How were they able to do that? Because from childhood, you began to socialize them, you began to indoctrinate them with toxic sense of religiosity. I don't call that mental abuse. Allow the child to grow. When the child grows, you know, the child can actually on his own path, on his own. When the person grows into an adult, the person on his own path or her own path or on her own discretion choose to be religious or not religious. It's so sad. And now, this pastor has been alleged to have kidnapped members, little children. It doesn't just end, because I know that what hype once called prebendalism is happening in Nigeria, where where the religious leaders work with our politicians, unholy marriage of religion and politics. I know that probably they may be planning to set free the said pastor without investigation, because it has now involved religion, and most of you working in some of these police stations and parastatals are religious, and it has blocked your sense of sympathy, your sense of seeking justice. Don't be surprised that the man will be released soon without investigation. Just like in Nigeria, let me say it on television. In Nigeria, small thing. I'm not saying that young people should be involved in online fraud. No, I'm not saying that. People. That is why I like the program that was hosted by one of the panelists on food security. If you don't have a job, you can go back and look for little income to start agriculture. That is why I love Nandi. Oh yes, he was an ex-banker and he's now an agriculturalist. So instead of getting involved in criminality, you use your resources, you maximize your resources to make end meet where if there is no job. Moreover, it is our system of education that have made people to think that when you go to school, you get white collar job. The primary thing education teaches people is mental development. It is that mental development that you put in and it begins to generate income. But it is obvious that most of our graduates in Africa don't even have mental development. That is why everywhere it is this graduate that shout that people's penis have disappeared because they had a disease called penis disappearance. So there is this problem we have, problem of people getting their priorities wrong. So I'm not saying I wanted to say something before I deviated. I'm not saying that young people should engage in internet fraud, far from it. But what I'm saying is that EFCC should not only target online fraudsters, because most of our Nigerian pastors are fraudsters. Most of our Nigerian reverend fathers are fraudsters, staging fake miracles, and you don't investigate these people. Take, for instance, one cleric called Ebukobi has come online to say that that Mr. Ibu, a legendary actor. In fact, I will speak on that. I will speak on that and upload on this TV. That one of our legendary actors, Ibu, Mr. Ibu, John Okafor, did not inform him that he was sick when he came for his program. What an insult that he would have healed him. Now he's now amputated. Disgracing or insulting a legendary actor. That is what most of them do. And the man, after staging some miracles, he will not even, after all, some of our hospitals are ill-equipped. There's no equipment to even tackle some sickness. There's a brain surgery that some of our medical apparatus and equipment in Nigeria cannot solve. So if you have that miraculous power, why not go to hospitals? So it is not only young people that, don't worry, very soon, just be deceiving the masses. Very soon, some concerned citizens will come after you. We sue you, or we write to government to investigate your excesses. Most of the Nigerian clerics, most of the Nigerian pastors are fraudsters. They stage fake miracles. I've said it over and over again. If religion was solely to promote morality, quite all right, but it was not like that. It's not, in fact, the reverse is the case. It's not merely to promote morality, because most of the morality there are relative morality. But if it were to promote morality, I would have appreciated it. But what of this promotion of this regime of ignorance, regime of superstition, regime of deceit, regime of misrepresentation, regime of fraud? How can you tell people that that you can do miracles, that you are a miracle pastor, and when you fall sick, you go to the hospital? Hospitals in London. Research about these clerics that are deceiving people in the name of doing miracles. When they get sick, after collecting tithe and offering from the poor masses, they will go to hospitals overseas for medical checkup, for treatment, after extorting from your members. When I was coming to the studio, I saw some gullible masses, people that have been indoctrinated to be gullible, gallivanting about that they are inviting people for crusade. Instead of to use your time and engage in fruitful work, you are going about and allowing these people, these mischievous people, to lie to you. I'm saying it on TV. You may like it or you may not like it, but all these people are fake. They cash out from you, and the earlier you embrace critical thinking, the better for you. Else, you allow these people to use you and cash out and feed their family. Their family will be in the best schools, and you, as a person suffering, engaging in hard labor to take care of your children, will be sending them money and they will be developing. Do you know that up till date, The African villages, communities still remit money to Rome. Come to our villages, some of our mothers live in thatched houses. But you still send one of your pulpit to call Reverend Father. And then we get money, donations from these poor people, and you send to Rome, a country that is made, a country that was even rich in ancient time, a place that has been rich in ancient time. You don't pity these innocent women. You come and extort from them. I call it extortion, because you are selling them false hope. Collecting money from them, sending to Rome. The Anglican Church, you collect money, you send to UK. The Assemblies of God, you collect money, you send to US, except the assemblies that they are now divided, just like the Catholics. You collect money, some you remit to US, where you are being founded. The Presbyterian, they see money remitted to Scotland. These are countries that are developed, and they are using their religious denominations to extort from the people. The Rutelians still, remit money to Germany. And the people that are that you are collecting this money, you remit to some of these advanced countries. Are poor people. There is something mentally wrong with our people. And some of the agents that they use to extort from our people and send to either Rome, and send to either UK, and send to either Scotland for the Presbyterians, and send to US, United States of America for the assemblies, and some other people are still our people. You will collect money from these poor women who are laboring every day and send abroad. And some of our people that have seen that religion is a business have come to establish business centers. Falana was called some of these Nigerian churches business centers. Chief Falana, SAN, I respect you. These are business centers because they have realized that the white people are using our people to do business in the name of religion, in the name of Christianity. They have now realized it. And most of them now have private jets. Most of them now build schools and universities that members cannot attend. And you sell fake hope, false hope to people just to extort from them. Just to extort from them.
Bye-bye.